Had an intense kickboxing workout today, and even came up with a new combo. You know it helped me burn off some stress, and in truth, I enjoyed every second of it. And now, I've this crazy idea of making it into a mini tutorial for the NeuralNest team. You know, mix work with a bit of fun. Shared a little bit about this in our group chat, and you wouldn't believe it, but Sam is game for a friendly challenge. Yep, he's planning to make a gaming tutorial video in response. Can you believe it? Now, wouldn't that be quite the showdown? The topic surprisingly shifted from kickboxing to coffee, and let me tell you, mate, a world without coffee, that's some nightmare fuel right there. Which reminds me, been sticking my nose in this book called The Enlightened Barista. It's about this journey of coffee the world over. Might interest you, given your caffeine affinity and all. And then there was Rachel, and her marvelous question about trying Korean food. I mean, what sort of a question is that for a guy raised on kimchi and bibimbap? And speaking of, apparently, she's cooking bibimbap tomorrow, and we are both cordially invited to dinner at her place. How's that for Thanksgiving plans? I told her it was soul food for me. And Sam, that lad, he's never had Korean food before. Can't wait to see his reaction when he tries it. Then Sam threw in the idea of a game night. Now that's going to be one memorable Thanksgiving, right? Rachel quite expertly set up the perfect date. The dinner is going to be exciting with that bibimbap awaiting. Starting to feel like we're back in college, don't you think? But it's the small things that make it worthwhile, right? Well, between kickboxing and Korean food, today turned out pretty rad. Whew, what a brainstorming session we had at NeuralNest today. We're cooking up something big, expanding into the healthcare industry amidst this pandemic. Our idea is to increase our collaboration with healthcare experts, create this robust marketing campaign showcasing our applications in the medical sector. Now that's not something you see every day in the tech world, right? Caught Rachel and Sam somewhat off guard when I sprung that on them during our chat about the latest episode of The Scramblers. They seemed impressed though. Guess weaving tech with healthcare isn't something you'd associate with an AI guy like me. You remember Sarah from the team, right? Yeah, it was her idea. Just imagine what the NeuralNest algorithms can achieve in healthcare. It was a no-brainer. And Dr. Marissa Smith, our lead AI researcher, she's on board too. We might actually be diving into uncharted waters here, but it's challenging and oh so interesting. They even started comparing the project to a real-life episode of The Scramblers. I was like, hey, at least my AI work is less dramatic. Sam's all pumped up for the upcoming AI revolution. Rachel's there thinking this might ease us into a life where work is more creative and less mundane. Scramblers might even take a few pointers from us once we're done with this. Anyway, I better wrap up this daily dose of Chris's groundbreaking plans. I'll let you in on more details as we progress. But for now, I've got a healthcare expert to conference with. Talk to you soon, mate. Bye. You know, I always had this fondness for open-air film festivals. It's not just about the films, but the whole experience. Being under the stars, surrounded by fellow cinephiles, it's exhilarating. Today, I got to experience one such event, and I tell you, it was transcendental. This time, it was a sci-fi movie marathon, a genre that's no stranger to me. The highlight of the evening was this thought-provoking movie called Mission Unseen. It's not your average sci-fi thriller. It had this interesting concept of AI predicting the future, something that's quite relevant to my work, wouldn't you say? Must admit, it stirred up a whirlwind of ideas for NeuralNest. I mean, amidst all the popcorn and thrill, my entrepreneurial gears were turning full speed. It got me pondering about how NeuralNest could come up with such a futuristic solution. I mean, it's far-fetched, but isn't that what makes it intriguing? Shared this crazy idea in our group chat and, as you can guess, it led to a pretty spirited conversation. We wandered from films to video games, from the real world to Matrix, and the banter was just priceless. It was Sam who initially asked about any good sci-fi films I'd watched lately. You know that guy, always abreast with movies and series of all sorts. So naturally, I mentioned about the film festival and this peculiar movie that had me thinking about NeuralNest. Rachel, in her classic style, trailed along, saying how movies are now sparking software revolutions. Told him it might not be a revolution, but it's certainly a fresh perspective. Every great idea needs a spark, and this movie just fanned those embers. Fingers crossed, something good's on the horizon. Now, Sam, being the gaming enthusiast he is, contrasted video games to movies, the former giving practical problem-solving skills. I find it amusing, this never-ending battle between movies and video games among us. It was entertaining and insightful, just our usual random musings. And you know, amid all this, it felt like there's a bit of philosophy about this balance. In life, certain things can't be compared, much less outdone by another. They're unique, and they serve their own purpose. Like that debate we had, movies or video games, each have their own specialty. The balance, my dear friend, that's the key. Anyway, enough about Matrix and predictions. Looks like I have a long day ahead tomorrow. You know how it is. Once an idea takes root, it has a way of taking over all your waking hours. So, on that note, I should probably call it a night. We'll catch up soon, yeah? Till then, take care. Bye!